didn't really work out as planned. So I'm just doing it the normal way. So I do hope that you're all good and that you're having a good day too. So I'm just making sure that we are going live. Hopefully it's working. It doesn't seem to be popping up. There we go, yay. So we are up. I'm just gonna turn the sound off that because I do not want to hear me twice because that would be weird. So again, I hope you're all good. I hope that you've had a good weekend. It is Monday. We did release a new paint a flower yesterday because it was the 22nd, and that's what happens. On the 22nd of every month, we do release a new paint a flower. So if you did want the subscription, you can sign up for that one on the website, and that will allow you to not miss out on any paint a flowers that we do release. We do have subscriptions for other things as well. So hello there everyone, hello there Sue, Paula, and Zamara and Stacy, and thank you so much for sharing. Hey there Teresa. If you do share the live stream, you are in with a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Ulta New store. The lovely Kathleen will be behind the badge today. Sorry, my mind is not working the speed as my mouth. Or one's working faster than the other. It's probably mouth faster. So I do hope that we're all good. Again, the lovely Kathleen is behind the badge and she has just popped in and said hello. So again, if you do share, you will be within a chance of winning a $15 gift certificate to the Ulta New store. Now, we are live over on Facebook and YouTube at the same time. So wherever you are, you do have a chance to enter the giveaway. So just let us know where you've shared and that you have shared. That'd be good. So I'm just gonna grab the stamp set out now because I've done all my waffling, hopefully, although that will not be the last of it. So we do have the lovely spider mum, so hopefully we can see it here. I do have to keep checking onto different bits so I can make sure things are getting seen. So this is the spider mum, so we have these beautiful flowers here. I'm sorry, mine is a little bit well loved already. I have used this a couple of times, and there's some really beautiful sentiments in here about trust and happiness. So you are gonna get this one, which is a 4x6. So I'm gonna move you down now so we can have a play with it, because you know, that's why we're here. Also, I did forget to mention that we did release a beautiful apron. I was gonna say pinny, but it's not a pinny, it's an apron. I'll stand up a little bit so hopefully you can see it a little bit more. So we have the Craft Your Life apron. It has some beautiful flowers on it. You can't see it all, but and some pockets as well. So if you did use this for gardening, you'll be able to use that for gardening as well. Okay, I'm sat back down and I'm ready to move you guys over to the tabletop. Okie dokie. And there we go. So we have transitioned over and you can see that we have it here. So this is the Paint a Flower Spider Mums. Here's a card that I did create with it where I just coloured the background and the leaves and I left the flowers as they were, and I thought that was a really different look. It's very cute, and also it didn't take as much time as it would to colour all those little flowers in, but we are going to colour the flowers today. So I am going to heat emboss this one. Okay, so I've got some water off to the side and I have my bits. Also, if you did want a little bit more inspiration, there is some within the trifold, so you can see some ways that you could put this together and also some things that would work perfectly with it. So I'm going to grab this and move that, and I'm going to be using some watercolors today. I am going to use some embossing powder, so please let me know what kind of watercolors you would like me to use. Would you like me to use the pencils, the watercolor brush markers, or maybe the 24 pan set? Teresa, the blue on the back of that is the Desert Night from the 24 pan set. Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so I have my big block because we all know by now that I do prefer a block. Can't help it. Okay, I'm trying to make sure that I'm in shot. If I move everything up, then I might be able to maybe keep myself a little bit better placed, but yeah, as long as we stay there, we'll be good. So like I said, I am heat embossing this, so I'm going to add a little bit of anti-static powder. I use baby powder. It's not very expensive, and also I can use it on my hands as well, because I do tend to get mucky paw prints everywhere. Okay, so someone said pencils, so let's go with the pencils today. So I've got my bit. I'm going to use some embossing ink, and I'm going to go with gold, I think. Is there any more votes for this type of watercolor medium you would like me to use? Please let me know. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. It does mean a whole lot to us here at Altano HQ. I like to say Altano HQ, but I'm kind of nowhere near it. Okay. And I'm sorry that I do look like I'm abusing this stamp, but I just want to make sure that I have that embossing ink nicely down, because it is watercolor paper, and we all know that that can be a little bit textured. Hopefully I've got it. And I did use gold in something I did, and it went well. So I'm using my rose gold, and it looks like I did a pretty good job of stamping that down. Apart from that top bit, never mind. And I've now started heating mine from the back of my stamping. I do find that it works a lot better and the pieces don't fly around. So I've let it heat up a little. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I saw a couple of votes for the pencils, so I'm gonna go with pencils because I didn't see anything else. Okay, so the watercolor pencils are now in stock, so that is what I'm going to be using. I'm trying to get a bit more light down onto this. It does seem a bit yellowy. Hopefully it's okay. Grab my pencils. One sec. Sorry everyone. Sorry, my daughter had been using my pencils, so sorry about that. Okay, so these are really easy to use. You can either use the colour from the nib or directly from the pencil. I'm going to use it directly for the pencil for these images here because they are really small. I'm going to try and move you down a wee bit more so we can see a little bit closer up on this image. We have plenty of colours in here, and I did want the rubelite and the maple yellow. You know me, yellow and pink. it's not yellow and pink, it's lagoons. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to add some colour to the base of the petals with the rubellite. Now, it may take a little bit of time because there are so many petals in here. So I'm just adding it to the base. I don't think I'm going to have to colour them all because these are quite pigmented. So when I pop the water down over this, it is going to blend and bleed. I say bleed like it's a bad thing, it's not. It's going to blend and move. Move is probably a better word for the description. I really don't like the word bleed. Okay, so again I'm going to add it over here. There's just so many petals on this. Don't think I'm getting them all. So, what do you think of our new builder flower? Is it one of your favorites? Is it something that you want to add? If you do want a little bit more inspiration on this one, and why wouldn't you? Inspiration is always a good thing. I would go and check out the blog hop. It starts over on the Alt New page, Alt New card blog. That's the word I was looking for, Lydia. And I'm going to add the maple yellow to the tops here because there is so much inspiration using this, and it is so beautiful. Orum's card, is absolutely stunning. I just love the pinks that she's used, and it's so pretty. You might want to check that one out. I think that will tip you over the edge to really needing this one. So be warned, it is very pretty. So I've got that down. I can then take my brush and I'm just gonna go over. And you can see that those two colours are blending together. I should have put some yellow on that one, but I didn't. I always like to have a tissue or a baby wipe to the side, take off any excess colour that you may be getting on your brush, or if you have too much water as well, it's going to work both ways. I think that these are some of my favourite watercolour pencils that I've used, as they're so pigmented and they really do blend really, really well. So when you've added it down onto your cardstock, even if you have a heavy hand like I do, the colours blend really, really easily, and you don't get any marks on the paper where it's scratched, which is really good. So even though there is so much detail on this one, I think that means that you don't necessarily have to spend so much time on each petal. You know, if you have a flower and it has like 5 petals, you have to make sure that each petal is perfect. But with this one, because there is so much going on, I think you can really be quite loose with this one on where you pop your colours down. Okay. Just gonna check the comments a little minute, everyone. Sorry. Just making sure that I try not to miss things. Yes, Carol, you can definitely take a paintbrush to the tops of these, and I will show you that. I don't really recommend doing that with wooden pencils, as you can actually make the wood rot. So if you have these that have got no wood on them, you can definitely take water from, colour from the tip, which we'll do for the leaves. I mean, we've used it one way, let's use it a different way now. So I'm going to take a green, and I think I want a brownie colour to add a little bit of difference to. Yeah, so, oops, sorry, but you can see I'm just going to take the colour from there. To raise that, yeah, I definitely prefer my normal paintbrush over a water brush. I feel I have a little bit more control with the amount of colour I have and the amount of water that I do pop down. But it is preference, and I think it's just because this is how I've learnt to do watercolour with using a paintbrush. If I'd used using a water brush, it may be a different story altogether. So I'm just adding some colour down, just taking it off the tip. And because we have that embossing down there as well, it means that you can kind of go up to the lines a little bit easier, because you have that barrier stopping you going over. But I'm not going to worry about it too much. We will add a background in, you know, when do I not? With the watercolours, it's kind of my favourite thing to do. Always something nice and dark to make those flowers pop. So this one, sorry, I did forget to say that this one was the Shadow Creek. Oops, hopefully that was a stem. I don't think it was, but it is now. As soon as you painted it, you can change it. It's your world. If you want extra stems in, want extra leaves in, just pop them in. Okay, so that's looking a bit flat at the minute, the colour that I have down. So I have the yellow ochre, I think it is. Yeah. Add some of that in. Just dab it in. I'm not really paying too much attention where it goes, just where I think it would be darker. Even though I should have gone for a darker shade maybe, but I love the golden look of this. It's kind of like autumn leaves. I don't know if Spider-Man is an autumn flower. It might be. Okay. So, we have those down. I also want a dark blue. And we have one here, I think, Desert Night. It's one of my favourite blues in, like, the inks, the watercolours, also the liquid watercolours. Yeah, it's one that I grab all the time. So I'm just going to add this around the outside edge. Clean off my brush. And I can take that out. I'm not sure what's happening up here, so I'm gonna just leave that alone. So, did anyone get any crafting done over the weekend? Do you make any, like, Thanksgiving cards or any, like, place cards? I know you probably might not be making them this year, but do you normally make them? And if you normally make them and haven't made them, what did you do with that extra time? Are you gonna maybe add a little bit more decoration? I'm intrigued. Sorry if you think I'm being nosy. I'm just gonna move up so I can see. So as you can see, I'm not really going right up to that embossed bit. There is a bit of a gap there. I'm just kind of scribbling this down. And you can see, even though I'm really pressing quite hard because it's me, and I am quite heavy-handed with pencils, then it's not going to mark the paper. I do like to do this whole side in one go. So like this smaller pieces, that would be one go, but because I want this continuous, I am going to do this in one piece. And because these are woodless, it means that you've got so much pigment there. So you don't need to worry about putting loads down, because I think these are going to last forever. Well, not forever, but quite a long while. Can't say it's going to last forever because that would be a lie. If you used it all the time, it wouldn't last forever. But if you didn't use it, then it might. Okay, I'm going to shut up. Okay. Ooh, so you've made your Christmas cards in the space that you would have made other things. I know, I haven't really started on Christmas cards, and people that know me, they know that I cheat for Christmas cards. I know I make, you know, quite a few for Altanu and things like that, but I never make enough. So I kind of always have to send some store-bought ones too. That's my dirty little secret. But I do have to buy store-bought cards, and I do send them. Please tell me that I'm not the only one as well. There's gotta be other people out there that buy Christmas cards too. Yeah, no family gatherings. Hopefully next year will not be like this year. Fingers crossed. I think we're all crossing our fingers and our toes for that one. I've just realised that I've missed out a leaf here, so I will have to go back and fill that one in. So I'm just kind of blurring the edges again with some more water too, to kind of pull that out so we haven't got such a stark line where the blue stops. I'm trying to be very careful around these little innie outies, but because we're live, we do want to speed things up a little bit. It's not like I can make this go a little bit quicker by speeding the camera up. Not going to work. So has anyone played with these watercolor pencils yet? Okay. So I'm now going to blur that line out a little bit more. Just a little bit of clean, clear water. Just move it around in circles. I think fine circles are a little bit better for me. But then if we want to blur that out some more, we can add some more water around. Okay. You could always keep taking it further and further until it does go to white. Some more blue in there. And in these little landlocked areas. also, if there is something that you would like to see as a painter flower or any kind of stamp, don't be afraid to email us, support@all2new, and let us know. We always want to create things that you guys want. So let us know if you have an idea that you're itching for. I'm sure one of our lovely stamp designers will be happy to oblige. Okay. So. I've never thought to photocopy them. Yeah, I maybe should try that. Thank you, Sandra. Yeah, I think these pencils will be on a lot of Christmas lists as well. Yep, Jane, you're with me too. I just don't have time. Thank you so much for sharing, everyone. Yeah, Stacey, I just run out of time, and sometimes I'd just rather make some cookies, because then I get to eat the cookies. Bad me. Chanukah starts early this year. Yep. Ooh, less than 20 of each card to do. That is some good going. Okay, so I have that. I did see a technique how to do splatter using watercolor pencils at the weekend, and I don't know where I've seen it, but I'm going to move you guys up so you're not so close now. Okay, because we have finished that bit. Just making sure that I've got you in shot. And what they did was they took a wet brush and they kind of flicked it on there. I think I got that too wet. Oh, and it works. Okay. Yeah, so we're just going to add a bit of splatter. Maybe I should have masked off my flower. A way to mask off something if you don't want it covered is to use the exact same stamp again and then pop it over, because it will fit perfectly over the stamped image, because you've obviously used that for the stamp. And then when you add anything over it, the top of the stamp is going to mask it. This is working. You're getting really thin kind of splatter, but yeah, it works. So if you want to do it that way, definitely could. Okay, not sure where I've seen it, so I am sorry. But yeah, so that means when I take that off, if I had done that beforehand, as you can see, all of the pigments on there, and it wouldn't have been on that flower. I do find that that's my favorite way of stamping something. I mean, masking something when I am flicking onto that. Okay. So, I'm gonna pop a sentiment on there, but I do want to dry that up a little bit because, you know, the sentiment's gonna be in the box. Hopefully that's dry enough. Grab my anti-static, aka baby powder, and rub that on. I'm just gonna do the trust part, or I could go with happy, but I like the way that this word trust looks. I know it sounds weird, but I just think it looks pretty. Okay. Embossing ink. Hopefully I've dried it enough. I'm just going to add some embossing powder again. The rose gold. Not quite. So I do have a little bit of a tricky spot there. So all I'm going to do is take a dry paintbrush. Now I've got one that's quite stiff. I find that a stiff brush works better. So if you've got one that's too soft, it might spread too much. If you've got a stiff brush, I have to say it does work a whole lot better. Okay. There we go. So, thank you, Kathleen. Yeah, the stamp as a mask is one of my favourite things to do. I do find that it catches a lot of things, and all you need to do then is clean it off, and then it's ready to go again. So everyone, if we have any questions, please let me know now before we finish. I will move you guys back up, but you can see that it is quite pretty. I may add a little bit more of a sentiment here, or maybe some more of that yellow and pink into the splatter that we have going on. But other than that, I think that that is quite pretty, and I'm loving the colour combo on there, and it's pink and yellow, so we all know that I am gonna love that colour combo, even though it is not Lagoon. Okay, hi everyone, I've moved you guys back up again, so I'm just gonna check through my comments. Okay, so doesn't seem to be any on Facebook. We'll check the YouTube. So if you do want any more inspiration using this set, I would definitely check out the blog hop that we have going on. There is so much different things over there. Okie dokie. Thank you, Rosie. Stamp as a mask. Yeah, it's one of my favorite things. And it also means that I don't have to cut a mask. And it's washable and it's easy. And it works for sentiments as well. So if you stamp your sentiment and then pop your sentiment stamp over the top, it's going to mean that you're not going to get it over that as well. Yes, I did use the pencils. Okay, so thank you everyone for joining me. Thank you everyone over on YouTube and everyone over on Facebook. I do hope that you have an amazing week, and I will see you again very shortly. I am over on Instagram tomorrow for a live. So again, everyone, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again really, really soon. Bye-bye.